and its people. Join us 9:30 a.m. Monday to Fridays on ASO TV, channel 392 DSTV, Star Times, channel 127, or YouTube live stream, GSA Initiative. Agriculture for today and tomorrow, as we share groundbreaking ideas, empowering farmers, and celebrate greenhouse solutions. Together, let's grow the future. In the heart of our fields lies the future of agriculture, sustainable, innovative, and powered by smart solutions. From the rich soil of Africa to high-tech farms around the globe, agriculture is evolving to meet the demands of tomorrow. At the intersection of tradition and technology, we discover smarter ways to grow more, waste less, and harvest greener. Together, we are cultivating a future where every harvest sustains the earth and its people. Join us 9:30 a.m. Monday to Fridays on ASO TV, channel 392 DSTV, Star Times, channel 127, or YouTube live stream, GSA Initiative. Agriculture for today and tomorrow, as we share groundbreaking ideas, empowering farmers, and celebrate greenhouse solutions. Together, let's grow the future.
Good morning, Abuja, and happy Easter celebrations to you all. How is it going on your ends? Somebody, a friend of mine posted on their status, is it really Easter? People are not feeling the Easter, maybe because there's no food flying around and so much. This is agriculture for today and tomorrow. I am Daniel Black. Remember, we promote smart solutions for greener harvest on this show, and this is a media for agricultural development project of Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative. And this morning, we would be discussing a very, very important issue in the concept of agribusiness. Remember, we've always been saying that there is a difference between agriculture and agribusiness. Our forefathers practiced agriculture, and in this time and age, to make things better, to improve, to create food sustainability and food security, we are advocating for practice of agribusiness. And there are important components to ensure that you are able to maximize, to ensure that you're able to be profitable, and to ensure that you are able to be sustainable, which is the key component of this project. And we'll be discussing that very vital topic with an expert in the field. So without much ado, today we are having Becky Izeoma Dike, aka your most trustworthy attorney. She is a business lawyer and CSE registration expert, and she will be joining us to discuss the topic business registrations for agro business success. Becky, it's a pleasure to have you today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Becky, you are saying you are my most trustworthy attorney.
Yes.
How is that? Is that for talks, or tell us a little about yourself?
Well, it is proven that I'm your most trustworthy attorney. So I help businesses to legalize their structure in Nigeria, and I also help them to comply with regulatory, laws and regulations.
Thank you, Becky. Before you go into advertorials, all right, so thank you for being on the show today. And today we want to talk to farmers. We want to be looking at the agricultural space, looking at the people that are farmers, looking at how farming is today. Is there a need to register? Does a farmer need to be a registered business? After all, we are going into the ground, we are tilling, and we are bringing out. Why does a farmer need to be registered?
Well, there's so many reasons why farmers need to get registered, but the most important one I can think of is the need to protect your business. If you want to scale your farming business, if you want to scale your agro business, whatever it is you're doing, whether in the field or poultry or whatever it is, if you want to scale it and make profit from it and not just be, like our grandfathers, like you said, farming yam and keeping it in barns and just sufficient enough for the family. If you want to go global, then you have to, structure your business, and that starts from registering it first of all. And so one of the reasons why you should register is to protect your business, to structure it, and to gain recognition. in Nigeria and worldwide.
Looking at the fact that farming is done in the rural areas, one would think that if he just does his planting, harvesting, and sales, that suffices. But now you are of the opinion that farmers should actually have a business and not just have a business, register their business. So let us come in the light of, let us understand what are the benefits of registering your business. What are the benefits of having a registered business? Because people have businesses, but they are not registered. So what are the benefits of having a registered business?
Well, the most important one I can think of right now is, of course, everybody wants to access funds. Okay. And these funds are only accessible if you have registered business. Bank of Industry, Central Bank of Nigeria, they give out funds, they give out, grants to agriculture, especially in this time and age where we're trying to diversify. So if you want to access those opportunities, you can't just have one farm somewhere in Niger or in Kano and then come to the central bank to make an application. You need to have a structure that they can see that, oh, this person is serious about their business. They've registered it, it's secured at Corporate Affairs Commission, and they have a structure around it. And so if they want to apply for that, to register that to, for those loans, then they have a registered business that we can see on the records, that they have registered. So that's the very most important one I can think of. Other ones are exclusivity of name. Okay. Now, if you have a business name that you are currently using or that you hope to use, it's always advisable that you register it. Because, you may just sit down and keep using a name and think that, oh, it's glorious. One day, you blow with the name. But someone else may have registered that name. That's the truth. It has happened a number of times. I've experienced it, that someone will come to me and they have a name and we apply for it and it is not able to be registered because someone else already has that name on record. Okay. So it is very important that if you have a business name you're currently using and you have not registered, then it is risky. You need to register your business name so that it can be on the federal government records before the Corporate Affairs Commission, and no one else. Exclusivity means no one else can register that name. So the name is yours and, no one else can use it. Okay, and I would just like to prompt you to nudge you, because let's talk about because farming has transcended from what it used to be. We have people in the agribusiness that are doing exports today, people in the agribusiness that are doing exchange, agro commodity exchange, people that are processing, value addition and all of that. And is there anything that registering their business could do as a difference for them? Yes. So for food packaging, for instance, if you're maybe farming rice and you want to package it and sell it across Nigeria, the NAFDAC registration is also very important. Yeah. And before you even go into NAFDAC registration, you should have records at CAC, because you can't do NAFDAC registration without a registered business name and a registered trademark. Okay. That's another different thing. No, so please, by all means. Okay. So if you have a registered business name and you have a registered trademark means that your brand name is also registered and legalized at the trademark registry. Okay. So not just at the Corporate Affairs Commission, which is where you start, because that's the very first one. Yes. But after registering at the Corporate Affairs Commission, you go to the trademark registry and you register at the trademark registry. Then you can apply to NAFDAC to, register your packages, your brand packaging. You go to the market and you see people selling rice in containers, unbranded models, unbranded. That's why they can do that. But if you want to brand, sell across Nigeria and even export, then you can't do it without a NAFDAC registration, which you can also do without a business registration. So it always comes back to business registration. So in one breath, right? In one breath, because this was actually supposed to be the next question, but you've already gone into that. Okay. As a farmer, because you said you're most trustworthy attorney, business registration expert and all of that. As a farmer, if I want to structure my business like you have mentioned, right? Let's say I'm a crop farmer or a livestock farmer, but primary producer. I'm not a processor, not in the manufacturing, a primary producer. Okay. And I have come to you. You're talking to the audience now. What are the registrations needed that I'll finally say, wow, I have a structured business? Okay. Like I said, Corporate Affairs Commission, registering at the Corporate Affairs Commission is very important. So you can register as a business name, which is where you start. And you can, if you have the funds, you can immediately register it as a limited liability company, which means that it is a limited company. It is recognized as a legal personality.
Yes.
There's a lot of things to talk about here, but I'll just keep it short that you can register it at the Corporate Affairs Commission first, and then you can do it.
So sorry. So yeah, I just want to expand for our audience that is listening. So as a farmer, you can register either as a business name or as a limited liability company.
Exactly.
Please hold that thought where you were heading, right? Can we just use this opportunity? Because we are talking to farmers today, and most times they will rely on information that people tell them that they see on the internet.
Right.
In your own evaluation, for an agri-business, be small or big, but so far as you have intentions of growing,
yes,
which registration would you say is most ideal for an agri-business?
I would say limited liability company.
Okay. Any reasons for that?
Yes, you have in limited liability company, you have shareholders, you have people that buy shares in the company, and you also have directors, the managers on record. So not just people that own the business behind the in the sidelines, but people that are recorded as the owners of the business. Okay. And this translates to succession, to inheritance. So if you want to sell your shares, or you want to transfer the business assets to someone else, to another company, or to maybe your children, then you have to have a limited liability company. Okay. So that's, I think I would advise a limited liability company for a farmer that wants to scale. But for a farmer that is just starting out, still trying to find out, what they want to do and how they want to go about it, just starting a small farm, you can do a business name registration and just register just to secure that name. But you must know that that business name does not have legal personality. The liabilities of the business and the assets of business is tied to you as a person. Okay. So whatever contracts you're entering into in the future, which I may not foresee because you're just a small farmer, for instance, but just to secure the name, you need a business name registration. If you have a particular name that you use, it could even be a combination of your name and your surname or something.
Quick question. So let's say I register as a business name today. I have a very unique name and I register as a business name today. Is there an assurance that nobody can register that name even as a limited liability company?
Exactly. So there is no one, as long as it is registered at the Corporate Affairs Commission, there is nobody that can register that same name as a limited liability company. Yes. So you can always transfer it and change it.
Yes. So it's important. Okay. So I think we can move at this point. So you've iterated Corporate Affairs Commission as the first point of registration in legalizing and formalizing a business. Okay. So next step.
Okay, so like I was saying, for package, you want to package your food products, then you need NAFDAC registration. Okay. And one of the requirements for NAFDAC registration, NAFDAC is National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control. Yeah. So for you to register with NAFDAC, then you need trademark registration. You need to trademark that name at the trademark registry and get an acceptance letter. Now there are stages to trademark registration. There is acknowledgement where you just file and you're giving acknowledgement of filing, and there is acceptance, and then there is publication. There's a number of stages basically, but just for the purpose of NAFDAC registration, what they need from you is just the acceptance letter that your trademark has been accepted. So the moment your trademark is accepted, you can then go on and
so for clarity purposes here, so a business, a limited liability or a business name, or even an individual can trademark certain brand names.
Exactly. So to bring it home, you can think of any brand. Let me use GSAI for instance. Please, by all means. Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative. Yes. That's a brand that is right there, and everyone, when they see that, maybe they see the logo and they see the name, they will immediately know that, oh, this is a particular brand that we're looking at. So having that brand as a trademark is unique, right? And if you have, let me use another example that is much more, let me use the Apple, for instance, Apple products. You see the Apple logo, and you immediately know, oh, this is an Apple product of Apple Incorporated. That's a brand. That's a brand logo.
Sorry,
they built a brand. Yeah.
The logo and the name, are they trademarked separately or they go together?
You can trademark it together. You can trademark the name and the logo
together.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that is basically what trademark is, that you're trademarking, you're securing the brand name at the trademark registry.
Can you enlighten us the difference between, because you also talked about name security in CSE registration.
Yes.
So what's the difference between the CSE registration security there and coming to do a trademark too?
So trademark protects the brand identity.
Okay.
Right. So it could be logo, it could be colors, it could be anything, unique brand identifiers.
Yes.
Things that people can look at and say, oh, this is this brand.
Like in your community, you are known as a Oga Yam farmer.
Thank you very much.
Everybody Oga Yam farmer.
Exactly. You trademark Oga Yam farmer.
Yes.
Everyone knows that, oh, this is the person that they're referring to.
Another day, someone else can come in and put Oga Yam farmer on his car, and people buy from him.
Exactly.
People are buying from you.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. So that is exactly what trademark is. You're protecting the brand identifiers, identifying unique identifiers of your brand. So whatever it is, could be a slogan, like you said, Oga Yam farmer. That's a brand identifier. Oh, they know that you are Oga Yam farmer. You should register it as a trademark. So that's basically what trademark is.
Okay, yeah.
About.
So so after you've talked about NAFDAC in case you want to package, and of course after that, then you've also mentioned trademarking as a requirement for NAFDAC.
Yes.
And beyond it being a requirement for NAFDAC, with what you've explained, I think it's also important that people that are growing and scaling and they have different brand names they have different products. So rather than maybe do different business registration for all those products, you
can register it as a trademark under the particular business.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So so any other registration that is required to say you are structuring your business, EFCC and the likes?
As a farmer, EFCC SCUMO, you do not particularly need SCUMO for agriculture. Yes, so I do not think that you need that. One thing I also like to mention.
Sorry, let me also point, because I'm also learning here. So because some farmers, when they register their businesses, and I would also like to also throw some light on that, business clauses, objectives. They include exportation, they include mechanization, they include real estate.
Right.
You understand?
Right,
so they include some of these things. So I'd like you to, because some of these things, which could also be seen as components of agriculture, I think would also require some form of SCUMO and all of that. So please, can you throw more light on that?
Yes. So if you're going to, SCUMO is required for certain types of businesses. Real estate.
What is SCUMO, please?
SCUMO is an agency under the EFCC that manages transactions, large transactions of funds. So if you are going to be having large financial transactions through your business, then you need to get a SCUMO registration to show that there is no money laundering involved. So that's what basically what SCUMO is. It's an agency of EFCC to curb money laundering in businesses. So when you have a SCUMO certificate, then the businesses that require it, right, you need to then report financial limits, financial transactions to the EFCC using SCUMO. Using when you register SCUMO, you have a platform where you report transactions that are beyond, I think, 1,000 USD and an equivalent of about, I'm not sure of the equivalent in Naira, but there's a certain financial transactions that you need to report to show that those transactions are not money laundering transactions.
Just on the lighter note, so some time ago when I was at EFCC office and they were doing their training, I brought up a suggestion. I hope it actually went through the ranks, the administrative hierarchy. So when you use in Nigeria, when you use the word report could mean a whole lot of things, but in Nigerian parlance, report means in trouble. You're coming to you're in trouble and you're reporting somebody, using it in the loose Nigerian terms. So when you say report monies, people get scared. In fact, if you use more words like documents, or you use more friendlier terms, because when you say, no, this is too close, because I know these are the terms that they use. Any transaction you have to come and report it, and it's like, oh, I'm putting somebody in trouble. It's like I'm exposing myself to undue scrutiny, right? So I believe that there are more friendlier terms they could use and make it make Nigerians more open to using that portal. Because by the time you keep saying report, come and report, it's like
It's
there's a
scary.
case. It's
Yes.
scary.
Like they're going to arrest you.
They probably may arrest me if I say this thing the wrong way, you know. So
Now, when you get in trouble is where you deal in those financial transactions without having SCUMO certificates.
okay.
When you have SCUMO certificates, you have done all the requirements, you have done what is necessary so that when those transactions are processed through your business, they can see that you have reported, you have gotten the certificate, and then you have made documentation regarding them. Because if you don't have SCUMO certificate and then you go ahead and process those transactions, they will now be for. That's where your problem will now lie. You may just
because agribusiness is someone may sit. I'm a farmer, but there are growths, there are dynamics that have changed. Farmers are now doing supplies to industrial complexes. Farmers are now exporting. They are doing supplies to supermarkets, and then of course you never can tell when you do a supply that would go beyond the threshold. And of course these are the things that will guide you. So thank you so much, Becky. You've itemized the need to carry this out, to structure our businesses and to ensure that we're able to meet up with regulatory compliance. So looking at the business tempo, the business landscape in Nigeria, do you think this is now your personal experience and as an expert in business registration, that businesses have maximized the benefits that come from business registration?
I think many businesses are still ignorant.
Okay.
In the sense that immediately they hear, oh, you have to get a lawyer to do this for you. They really think, I can't afford that. Oh, that's too expensive. They don't even want to know what the benefits are. Oh, I just have a small shop in my village, or I just have a small shop in this rural area. Why should I register? I mean, how many people are even buying from me anyway? Also, businesses are not even aware of the opportunities that exist. I mean, Bank of Industry, a Bank of Agriculture, CBN. During COVID-19, there were a lot of funding opportunities for small businesses to see how they can help them. So if you're not even aware of these opportunities, then you may not even see the need to then go ahead and register it, to take advantage of these opportunities. So businesses need to stop being ignorant. You can register your business as a business name just to secure the name, and then you can even apply for some of these opportunities using just a business name without even having a limited liability company. So yeah.
Yes, okay, and let me just chip in here. One of the registration processes we omitted is FIRS. You register
tax. Yes, tax. Yes, very important.
But that is all we'll be able to take on today's show. Thank you so much, Barrister Becky Izeoma Dike.
Thank you, sir.
AKA your most trustworthy attorney. And she has been here today talking on the essence of registration or agro-businesses for agri success. And today she has thrown more light on why you as a farmer need to register your business, formalize it, regularize it, and begin to benefit from being a formal business, not just somebody doing one or two things in their local community. This is Agriculture for Today and Tomorrow, and we promote smart solutions for greener harvest. I remain Daniel Black, your host, and I hope to see you on social media where you'll be commenting and taking on this conversation, and of course in our subsequent episode. This is an agricultural development project of GSAI. Thank you.